Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. I remain your host, Sifon Ini. And just before we start, I would like to send my prayers up for the victims of the war, victims of the Benue killings, and so many others. Quite a lot is happening even here in the city of Port Harcourt. And just before we begin, my guest is seated right here next to me, and I really don't know if I should call him an artist or a work of art, because I mean, look at those locks. He's looking he's looking fresh and fly. Welcome to the show, Jaxen.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Your Instagram bio says you're a multidisciplinary artist. You're involved in, and that kind of fascinates me because you're involved in a variety of artistic expressions. You draw, you paint, graphic designs as well, music cover arts. Where was your entry point in all of this? Which of these forms of art did you begin with?
It's very broad, but I feel like where I started from was drawing.
Drawing.
So I liked to draw. I liked to put pencil on paper.
Yeah.
And I always say I bless God for the day I picked up a pencil and started drawing. So I think everything just started from pencil and paper or pen and paper.
So you would say drawing is your favorite form of?
Yes, form of expression. Out of all of them, drawing is my favorite.
So you started off really early. I think 14, 15, thereabouts. Did you sort of like have any kind of guidance? Who helped you navigate through all of this?
Yeah, like I 14, 15 was when I started posting online majorly, 12, 13, 14, but I started drawing earlier from like primary school, the guidance here. There was a guy that saw me, he had a shop, right? So I went to meet him. I said, "Oh, I like your drawings and I draw too." So I was so excited. Just imagine I think I was like 7, 5, 6, 7, one of them. I can't remember. I was so excited to, these roadside artists, so I was so excited to see his work. So I ran home and then to bring all my, papers that I used to drawing. Then I ran to him and I showed him and he was so intrigued. So he was like, you come into his shop just to see,
Those
so I got exposed to art very early in my life. Before I even turned 10, I was already better than a whole lot of people, just drawing because I put myself around that guy. His name is Tosco in Burkiri. I'm from Port Harcourt, so I grew up in, town. So a lot of street artists, and that's something that, I always remember, that time when I first saw him and I went there and I was like, you know what, this is my work. He was intrigued. Might be ugly, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was, for how good he was at the time. He would be like, but he was excited to see me. He came and saw my dad. I was like, I can be coming to his store, like, no, nothing. And then, so I was just exposed to that before I got into secondary school.
Yeah, so you've talked about having started drawing very early, even before you started posting online.
Yeah.
So who pushed you to start posting online? Or where did that decision come from? Because
Yeah.
like every other Nigerian kid, you can be, because then social media was not as like a thing as it is now.
Yeah.
So who or what urge did you feel? There should be something that made you start posting?
Okay, so in I think in 2012, my older brother created Facebook. 2011, 2012, created Facebook for me. So he was just like, this we are on the internet age now. So I was on Facebook and I was seeing other people post their work, other designers or artists, and I was like, oh, I do these things too. I don't have a good phone, but I can take whatever I can and post it.
And post
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
so he was always checking me, guiding. I have an older brother that really checks. He was like, "Oh, okay, this one is good. You can post it." Because I was never up to 13, so I had guidance from him because he was the one that created the Facebook for me. So that was when it was just seeing other people, other artists that were better than I was, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to put something there so that people can see.
How have your perspective on arts changed over these years?
My perspective on art hasn't really changed. I just got better, better. I didn't. There's no significant change that just happened. I've always known that I really liked it. I didn't know I was going to pursue it, right? Like make it so serious, but it's been the same thing. Like that excitement is still there. It doesn't really go anywhere. Anytime I pick up a pencil, I'm always excited to create. Anytime I pick up a paintbrush, anytime I'm on my laptop to create or design, there's always that excitement. Nothing has really changed apart from the fact that AI is coming out to compete with us. But I still feel like w- we all as artists and traditional artists still stand out regardless of like the perspective of life right now. So it's just like that.
Yeah, and knowing that arts, I'm sure you agree with me that arts is born out of introspection.
Okay.
And knowing that, how do you know you've improved
That's
like on
a
yourself?
that's a good question. That's a really good question because you'd see it, like you'd notice it. Like how do I put it? Like if I go back to things I did 5 years ago,
Yeah.
I'll definitely see the improvements because there's something about even in photography, whatever you do,
Yeah.
there are things that you learn over time, right? Like in let's say in video editing, there are things called L cuts, J cuts, jump cuts and all that. You remember, I feel like some people would look at it and look at what they used to do before and they're like,
Before,
I don't see those J cuts, all those L cuts and all those things I'm supposed to be seeing normally. And now you
yeah.
can see it on your new jobs
Just
and
like when you see
yeah.
like a throwback photo
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Facebook.
You're
Yeah.
looking at your feet and you're like, why am I putting on
Yeah.
that shirt, and all that. Sometimes trends too, partake in like, the improvement of people, right? So I feel like you'd notice, even in music, like you hear people's songs and their sounds before and you hear
Yeah,
it now,
and it's different.
it's very, it's there. Like you can
Yeah.
see your improvements. It's there.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And you started making album and music cover arts as well.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do something else? Why album cover arts? Yeah.
I feel like it came to me. Like that passion came to me. I didn't go to it because I started graphic design really early. Like I started with Paint, Microsoft Paint. So I started drawing on Microsoft Paint on my neighbor's computer, personal computer. Then so because I didn't have a laptop obviously, so I would go to my neighbor's house. I'll use his Microsoft Paint, draw till my brother was able to get a laptop. And then I think he used to do some designs because he makes webs, he does web design. So he used to also do little graphics and all that. So there was this software he had, Adobe Fireworks or something like that. I can't remember before I knew Photoshop, so he put me on. I was like, okay, this is what I used to do. So I just started cutting pictures. He just showed me, oh, this is the
Yeah.
tool to cut the picture and put background. And then he went out one day, he came back, I had done like 100 different backgrounds in one picture. I just cut it and put background and actually he was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I was like, oh, that's cool. So I just started from there, learning. I'll see someone drop a song and I'm like, like that was where I was seeing artworks a lot,
Yeah.
church banners, and all that. But I think the first gig I had, the first paid gig I had was from a guy that wanted to drop a song. Because my brother he used to do websites and he had this very popular website at the time, pstmusic.com. So he used to
Oh.
promote people's songs back in the day, So they come to meet him, oh please, I want to promote my song,
Yeah.
because websites were,
Eating,
like
yeah,
not
then.
just okay, Nigeria Loaded, all these people were the people
Yeah.
that were, PST Music. Him was in Port Harcourt, so he was able to you know. So one came to meet him, Mason Red was the guy's name at the time. So he was like, oh, he wants to drop an album. So he showed me a sample that he wants to do. He wants to drop a song. So he showed me Davido's Genesis, the first album Davido
Yeah.
dropped. So at that time I'd already started working with like 3D softwares, Photoshop. I was already conversant, like I could do, I was already like, good with those softwares, right? So he told me to do something like that. I was like, how am I going to do it? So I was looking at the artwork. So I put Davido's Genesis on the side and I would put. And then he came, was like, this is dope. It's even nicer than, what I'm sure it wasn't, but it just, but, and that was it. He gave me 1K, I mean 2K or something. It was like, supposed to pay me 500 naira later, but I was just like, like I can get paid with this. Like,
But that was the first ever one you did.
yes, that was
and you were paid for it.
Yeah, I was paid for it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the genesis. I would say that was the genesis of like Arts by Jaxen, doing cover artworks, and that was it. From there,
And it was inspired by the Genesis as well.
exactly. Like I'm thinking about it right now, it's mind blowing. But yeah, that's the thing. So from there, posted, and I think my brother was getting a lot of those people. So he'll be like, you do art of me, I'll do the dropping. So it was like we're even like a team till I started getting my own, personal gigs, and I'll tell them, put on psttmusic.com. So it was like,
Yeah, everything you've said now just reflects how important your brother. I don't know if you're older or younger brother, but I guess your older brother.
Yeah.
How important of a role he played in you becoming what you are right now. But in the course of my research for this episode, I found out that album covers have been in existence for the past 87 years.
87, I didn't know that.
I think the first one was done in 1938.
Yo.
Yeah, and for something that has spanned this long, I'm sure many people have had different opinions, ideas, and perspective on it. So you as a person doing your own album covers, what do you hope the people resonate with when they see you? What do you want them to grasp out of a Jaxen album cover?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like when I calm down, when I settle to do designs here, I always try to. I never really want to, impact anyone, right? Like I don't know how to put it, but it always ends up that okay, I have a project, and I'm like, how do I make this thing? How do I interpret this artist, right? He tells you something, or they tell you, okay, we want something around, I'm sitting on a throne, I'm the king of this thing. So how do you visually interpret, or, bring that thing out from that person's head? You might not do it exactly how the person is thinking, but you might even do it better. Do you understand? Or your own style, and the person's like, oh, okay, So I always try to. I'm a visual artist, which I try to interpret people's perspective or visuals. Yeah, I try to bring out that that visual representation of whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, I think that's what I do, more of that. And if you see it, you know sometimes it ends up impacting people, right? But that's not. I know that's not the drive. I just want to bring it out, and then it comes out naturally like that.
Because that's what art generally is about, right? Because a lot of people, though these days, let me use music as a case study. An artist is signed to a label and he wants to put out music, or he wants to create music. Most of the time, the music he's creating is because he wants to get a certain audience. Because he knows that if he creates amapiano, he's going to get this audience. But do you think that's the right form of art?
No, I don't. Sometimes it depends. If you're trying to get if your work is all around attention, right? If your work is all around attention, you want to get people's attention. Continuously. You're stimulated by attention. If that is you, that is you. Do you understand? But people like Rema. Rema is a very vast artist. I don't think he does things for attention like that. Rema is one artist. Him, Bernard. Those people are people that they create trends. You see how he brought back this jaga jaga music. And we're like, we're like, was it? But everybody does it. This is something that people already didn't even think about. So, they
Yeah.
had, that was Afrobeat before.
Yeah, they left
They
it.
left
Yeah.
it, and then everybody's like, I mean, let's bring this thing
Let's
back, and
bring it
everybody's like, oh, okay, and then so I feel like if you're trying to do things for trends, it works for some people,
Yeah.
right? It works for them so well, but I feel like it depends on what works for you, right? If you're an artist and your own is to create something from the soul, from the heart, I think it speaks. People will notice it.
Yes,
People
yes.
will just know it is there. We know when it's for trend. We know when
Yeah,
you're
when
just,
it's
when you're coming. It shows. I don't know the spiritual
yeah, it
things to
shows,
it.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, it just shows. Yeah, like it's just like that for me.
Yeah, so we are going to still talk about album covers because that's the would I say bedrock of
Yeah,
who you are right now. Yeah.
yeah. Actually,
So when you're or when you want to create an album cover,
yeah.
what inputs do you try to get from the artist, or is it just from the music, or are there any extras you want to get from the artist
Yes.
to create what you want
So
to?
there's a process to it. So I get a client contact me, and the first thing I do is go to the person's. I want to know who the person is, right? If I've never worked with you before,
Yeah.
I go to your page. I'm like, what's this person's style, right? That's the first thing I start look from your outfits, the way you look, the way you talk, the kind of songs you even post. Let's say the kind of songs you listen to, you post it sometimes on your story, and so I go through everything.
That's extreme. I
Yeah,
never
like
thought of doing it that
I go
way.
through everything, like from your just who you are. Do you like black? Do you like
Yeah.
pink? Are you like if you want to do something for what's this guy that has colorful hair? What's I'm forgetting his name. He's abroad. Tekashi, right? Tekashi is yeah that guy.
Okay,
Tekashi
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine
Yeah.
exactly. So if you want to work with Tekashi, would you do black?
Yeah, you do it colorful.
Exactly. You go
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
You add all the colors.
So whether it's a minimal or maximal approach, it depends on the
Yes,
person.
it depends on the artist. Like if I'm working with Simi, I'm looking for pink. Simi is a softie. If you're working with Burna Boy, you're not using pink. You find red,
Yeah.
black, rage. Army green, Ashake, and so
Yeah.
everybody has something. When you look at them,
theme,
you go and look. It's there. Like it's a whole work before we find out, then finalize, and then we'll go back and forth. Sometimes we are going 100 different designs, 50 different designs, just until we are able to get somewhere. So yeah, like it's a whole work.
Yeah, and so you have projects that okay, what's your relationship with projects that you don't complete? Do you go back to them and do something again from it, or they are just in the drive, just staying?
Oh man, that's a good one. I just thought about like 100 other projects that
Yeah,
haven't
because you said
finished.
you've done in a video I watched, you said you've
Yeah,
done over
about this 5,000. Yeah.
5,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there are projects, yeah, that have done about 50 designs on it. Some of them I don't send to the clients, just personal, changing this to here. Oh, this text should be better here. Why is this one here? And what if I use yellow? All those things, I'm saving them. Then I go through them again and I'm like, okay, these are the things I have. Which ones do I feel like are the best to send to the client? So I find, let's say, 5 to 10. Sometimes I'm working and I'm taking a picture, I'm just I just going. So when I say 5,000, some people feel like I've done, it's just the fact that me, I see it as
Yeah.
I've done a lot
Yeah,
of
cause
designs, man.
you say you do variations of
Yeah,
one project.
yeah,
That's a crazy work.
yeah. Like for Mad Over You, I
Yeah.
had over 10 designs for Runtown. Then we had to choose
Yeah, a
between.
couple of them were out too.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, a couple. I think
Red, black, white.
a lot of them. I think he posted them somewhere else. I don't even know how they spread, but I sent it to him, and I feel like I don't know what happened, but some of them were on the internet, and I was just like, oh, see this one. But I think they chose the red, but it was white, it was black, it was they had changed some fonts, so there were a lot of options. So before the client decides to choose one,
Yeah.
just imagine how many would have worked on before decide to. Sometimes they won't choose the one I don't like.
Yeah, how do you do with that?
The client is always right. It's your work. Like, sometimes it pains me, but I'm just like, whatever, man. Do whatever.
And then what do you do with the one you would have preferred? It just stays in the drive.
Sometimes I use that idea to give someone else.
Okay,
Because
someone
ideas don't die, right? There are designs that they just tell me, oh, this is the project, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I did something like this for someone. Oh, I send the option, and they're like, I'm mad. I just probably change. If it's to draw, I'll just change the face or something.
Yeah, and it's easier for you.
It's just those are like easy money. Like something I've already finished. Sometimes I just change the face and just send it to the clients.
You mentioned Runtown. I didn't want to talk about that just yet, but since you did, I'm going to talk about it. You did the album cover for one of the greatest Afrobeat songs ever.
Bro,
and you did Runtown had a run. I think that was what year was Maduvai? 2016.
2017.
And you were 16 then.
Yeah.
You did a Runtown album cover in 2016 for Maduvai. Like literally everyone knows that song.
That song, man.
I know you did a video on your Instagram about how it happened, but I don't think it was detailed enough. So let us know how that happened.
That video was very detailed, but anyways, it was at the time before I did Maduvai, I had been working with him on other things. I think he randomly, like I said on that
in the same year or
like I think 2015, 2016. I can't remember the year exactly, but around that time, between that span of 2015, 2016. So he DM'd me. He was like, he wanted me to do something similar to a design I had done on my page. I don't know how he found it, but thank God I used to post, like, right? So, and he's like, I want you to recreate this thing for me. Okay, I did something for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, because I just used to randomly do artworks for people, right? So he was like, I should do it for him. And I did it for him, and I was like, mad, he likes it. And I was like, but before we got there, I was very shocked that I thought it was a lie that Runtown would text me, who am I? Like, do you understand? So, because he was big, like, Runtown
was Maduvai, bro.
Runtown was doing that. He had already dropped Galado. Yeah. He had dropped, with Dave. So he was Aye, and he had written Aye for David. He was on his.
Runtown was.
Yeah.
That was prime Runtown.
Yeah, that was prime Runtown. So for him to text me, then I did. So I started working with him. He had other artists that he wanted to, work with. So I was doing their designs, for them. Till one day he was just like, oh, he wants to drop a song. Maduvai, he sent me some samples, and I was like, ah.
And then he sent you the song as well.
No, I never heard Maduvai.
Oh, you did it off something he saw on your page. Yes, you said that.
Yeah, he just said, oh, I'm about to drop a song. This is the song. He typed to Runtown. That was it. And I was just like, I don't know what it is, but let's create something. So I went through different things. I would send, revert to a couple days.
And what did you think it was about that artwork that attracted him?
I don't know. That's the thing. That's where we know that the universe was just working for my favor at the time. I don't know, because if you see Maduvai artwork, it's not even. It's so basic, simple. Like, it's something that I didn't really put so much thought into, right? Not effort, but thought. Because I'm like, I just slapped the background, boxy text, and that was it. So I don't know what it was, but it became a trend at the time. I started seeing a lot of people doing those type of designs at the time. It now became like a trend for some design. I was just like, this thing that I was just we didn't even use his picture on the artwork. It was just there.
How do you balance between artistic expression and commercial viability?
That's a really good question, because I think some days ago I was just thinking about it, about how I mix it, right? Because I think I've gotten to a point where people kind of trust my work now. So they're like, a lot of people just tell me, do you, right? Which is sometimes exciting. Sometimes, oh, I just love it. I just want to express myself, and most times they love it, right? But apart from that, a way that I try to, in the same art space, a way that I try to express myself more, where I don't even post all my work, is my painting, right? So I'm not really, I've not commercialized my painting. So it's a safe space for me to be able to create without anybody telling me, do this. I'm just able to, and I'm able to do whatever I want to do. I don't sell paintings. I've just sold 1 or 2 paintings in my life, but I've been painting.
How long have you been painting
For
for?
1 year.
And you're so good at it.
Yeah, I already have. Yeah. I already have my artistic ideas from different places, but my
Yeah, I play the guitar as well.
Oh yeah, you did your research. Yeah, there's a lot, but yeah, that's another way I'm able to express myself because I love music a lot. So I'm not surprised that I'm in
And
the music industry.
you're doing so much forms of art.
Yeah.
How and when do you know which to prioritize and which to place first? Yeah.
I feel like priority wise is my work. Graphic design and
Yeah.
designing is my work. Like that is my major P.
And why is it not painting? Why is it not playing the guitar?
Because paying the bills, my guitar isn't really paying the bill. I've not put it out there, right? Like that. I've played on a couple songs, but I've not put it out there that I'm the guitarist. So obviously I'll prioritize the one that is, paying the mood. If tomorrow someone decides to say, "Oh, I want you to do a painting that is $10,000," I'm dropping guitar, dropping it for that day or that week or that month, and I decide to paint on that. Then I go back to it, because obviously I can't be painting every day.
Yeah.
Right? I still have times when I need to sit, and just, have my time, just play the guitar. Or if I'm not doing that, I'm learning how to draw faces, cars, and so I'm hardly ever bored because I'm doing different things at the same time. I'm just like my head. I'm everywhere.
Art is fun.
Yes,
It's so much
so
fun.
much fun.
And so, what do you think is the best time, or when is the best time for you to create? Whether it's graphics or painting. I know painting is most of the times
Daytime,
yeah.
during the
So, what about graphics?
anytime.
Anytime.
I don't think, except you don't have lights or you don't have power to, or anytime the idea comes, just go and sit there.
So there's not a more comfortable time when you think you're in this headspace.
No more. Nah,
Right.
it has never happened. I don't think. I feel like anytime I could be like, does this artwork I did for Mastercraft that and Techno 10 short odds. I remember doing that in class. Like I was drawing, I did the sketch in class, or I think, or something like that. Or I think when he paid me, I knew I wasn't in my work this thing, but I was just sketching. I was like, how do I do this? So the idea was a guy from POV holding sleep. So it's 10 short odds. So I just did that quick sketch and I was like, I like this one. So I sent it to him and he was like, mad. They're like, this is it. And I just, so if I wasn't bored at the time or just playing with my pencil, I wouldn't have been able to get that idea at the time. So anytime works, man. Like anytime works. Morning, nights, just as long as you're able to get your tools, get to it, man. You can start with sketches, depending on how anybody starts his work.
Yeah, and do you get critics? And if you do, how do you handle constructive
It has
criticism?
been a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're scared of me, but if I'm there, I don't know, man. Because
No, I think that the form of art you do doesn't have people paying so much attention or prying into you as a person or your work generally.
yeah,
Because you're not out there like the musical artists.
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. Oh, I just remember I do get criticized by the clients.
Okay, by the client.
Yeah, not people. Yeah, not.
So how do you handle that?
I've gotten to the point where it's normal. It's a normal thing. Criticism is normal. Like, so it's not something that I'd cry over. Like I had someone who I sent a couple designs and she was like, like she didn't like it. Yeah, and I was like, I know myself. Like I worked with people.
It doesn't mean
it doesn't mean I'm not good. It's just because you're not feeling my P at the time. I'm like, that's fine. Like I wasn't even angry. Like I was just surprised because the one she chose, another person was trash. Like I wouldn't have his patch. Was trash as hell. Like when I saw it, I was in tears because I looked at mine. I was like, maybe it's
maybe
not,
she wanted something basic.
no, because I did something good, right? Basic good, but it was just not. It was not. It was just not it. So when I looked at it and I saw the final, I was just like, yeah, like it's hard because I've done work for bigger people that have seen it and they're like, nice one, Jaxen. So it's not even about pride or anything. It was just that she wasn't just feeling it. And sometimes I know when, I wasn't in my right headspace when I did that. And I'm like, I know that I'm not in my right headspace. So I tell them, you know what, just give me some more time. Let me get to it. And if we put heads together, before you know, they're like, and this is Jaxen, we know, so it happens, man. Like, it's not every time you can do great,
Yeah,
to be honest. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just before we conclude here, because I'm having so much fun with this conversation. Yo, it's so fun. I've never really gotten an interview like that before. Yeah, just before we conclude, you won an award. Ooh, Galaxy Music Awards for the best cover arts care album. And just I think just after that, the Headies and then the Grammys, yes, yeah, brought in that category, yeah.
Yo, Grammys copied us, yeah, and because that was something that I've always wanted, right? Because us,
Right? You're the very first person
yeah.
in the world.
Are you serious? I don't know.
I'm not sure there has been any heads didn't have that category.
Nobody has
The Grammys didn't have it. The Galaxy Music Award just brought it, and you're the very first person that won the award. How did that make you feel?
I don't know, man. It made me feel great because I feel like I'm one of the pioneers of
Exactly.
of that field in Nigeria right now.